Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Gossip Geek. This week, we're not focusing on 5 headlines, rather just one mega headline, which is the Xiaomi mega launch event. So here they talked about the Mi 11 Ultra, the Mi 11i, and the Mi Mix, which we're very excited for, the folding phone. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. Xiaomi just recently announced the Mi 11, which was their new flagship for 2021. In pure Xiaomi fashion, there's another 20 releases all of a sudden, and they're giving us a bunch of different selections within the Mi 11 series. Those are exactly the ones we're taking a look at, specifically focusing on the Mi 11, which could be a DSLR killer in 2021. So before we get into the good stuff, which is the Mi Mix and the Mi 11 Ultra, let's quickly touch on the Mi Lite series. So there's 2 versions of the Mi Lite coming out, one in 4G and one with 5G. Base of it, the hardware side, is pretty much similar across both with minor tweaks to differentiate them. So the 4G variant is going to be coming with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, while the 5G variant comes with the Snapdragon 780G. Apart from those main differences, the front camera on the 4G variant is a 16 megapixel, while the 5G variant is a 20 megapixel. Outside of that, everything is almost identical for all these devices, even the battery life and all the exterior, the hardware, the RAM, ROM, exactly the same. So if you're trying to figure out who the Lite would be for, it's pretty much the Mi 11, everything you know and love, for a little bit cheaper with some sacrifices. So the price of the 4G variant is about 1,200 ringgit, while the one for the 5G variant is about 1,700, 1,800 ringgit. Price-wise, quite a bit cheaper than the Mi 11. Performance-wise, pretty similar to the Mi 11. It's a bit weird though, because Redmi has the Note 10 series that have pretty much the similar or the exact same specs except the processor with 120Hz refresh rate, AMOLED display and all that stuff. So really it is a matter of which one you prefer, Redmi or just the Mi. Apart from the Lites, there was a random new release which is the Mi 11i. I'm not sure what the I stands for, but it's said to be for the more power-hungry people. It comes with pretty much the exact same specifications as the Mi 11, including the Snapdragon 888 processor with a few compromises on the display, the camera performance. So that's what we have as of now. Price-wise, we're not very sure on this, but the rough conversion puts it at about 3,000 ringgit, but it's usually a lot cheaper when it comes out here. So we'll update you guys more on that later. Now time for the big one, the Mi 11 Ultra. The sensor size on this phone is roughly the same size as a pro level DSLR, considering the fact that a DSLR sensor is generally as big as a camera module on most smartphones. Xiaomi hasn't been very shy with making their sensors quite big, which is why you get really nice background blur on most Xiaomi devices. And this is by far the biggest camera sensor we've seen ever on a smartphone. So this means better low light shots, better background blur overall, and overall the dynamic range should be a lot better as well. This time around, the Mi 11 Ultra is featuring a 50 megapixel main camera, not a 108 megapixel, just because that sensor size is pretty darn massive. So taking pictures with this, expect great results, very comparable to most DSLRs or mirrorless cameras. Even Xiaomi on their own did a comparison with the Sony camera, and you guys probably saw the image quality comes very, very close, and in some cases, even more detailed than the Pro camera. Outside of the main lens, you have a 48 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, which I think is one of the most resolutions you'd find on a smartphone for an ultra wide angle camera. Outside of that, you also have a telephoto camera that is also a 48 megapixel, which can do 120x of zoom, which is a combination of periscope and hybrid. Overall, expectations for this is pretty high because the main focus of the Ultra is on that camera module itself. Every time we talked about smartphones taking over and someday you won't even need your DSLR was always just in the air because a DSLR sensor is always going to kick the butt of a smartphone. But this time around, the sensor size is really going to make a difference, and we might actually see that gap between smartphones and professional cameras slim down a little bit more. Next, we're taking a look at one of the most interesting ones, which is the Mi Mix Fold phone. Now, we've seen Huawei, we've seen Samsung do their version of folding phones, and they worked pretty well on their second iteration. Samsung had a fail with the first foldable phone. The second one did pretty well and became a very unique yet desirable phone for a lot of people who want a bigger display, but still the flexibility of being able to put it in their pocket. So this is Xiaomi's version of a foldable phone, the Mi Mix Fold. So when folded up, this is gonna have a 6.52-inch AMOLED display with 90 Hz of refresh rate. Quality expected from an AMOLED display, pretty nice punchy colors. Once you do open it up, you get a much bigger 8.01-inch AMOLED display with QHD resolution and 60 Hz of refresh rate. So bigger form, more tablet-like, you get all the same colors that you would expect to see from a Xiaomi phone, and it folds up really nice and neat with that flexible design to go into your pocket. Again, taking it forward from the Mi 11 side, it's coming equipped with a quad speaker system from Harman Kardon that's perfectly tuned as well. We can expect to see similar sound quality, but because of the fact that it's a quad speaker system, more loudness, bassier, hopefully, sound overall, and you can watch movies on this, you can record content on this, consuming content mostly, I'm assuming. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We really can't wait to get our hands on this. As far as battery life is concerned, it's gonna have a dual battery system, so 2 combination of cells to give you an equivalent of 5020 milliamp hour battery overall. And you're gonna have equipped a 67-watt wired fast charging with Type-C. Unfortunately, it won't be supporting wireless charging, which kind of makes sense, I guess, because of the design and overall where would they place the coils and stuff. Now, we saw the Mi 11 have a slight issue with throttling and thermals. It overheated a lot because of that Snapdragon 888 processor. So all these devices coming with the 888 processor, we're kind of keen to see how the thermals are handled. On the Mi Mix Fold, it's gonna have a butterfly type cooling system that uses a combination of VC liquid cooling, bionic structured graphene, thermal gel, and multi-layer graphite sheets. It's also gonna come equipped with their traditional 108 megapixel shooter, 13 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, and 8 megapixel telephoto lens. The front camera that's built into it is gonna be a 20 megapixel lens. According to Xiaomi, they mentioned that the radius of the curvature of the spherical surface can be accurately changed with the high precision motor that offers 3 times optical zoom up to 30x telephoto with a minimum distance of 3 centimeters. When it comes to the RAM, you're gonna have multiple variants here. You can get 12 gigs of RAM all the way up to 16 gigs. So the price-wise, for the 12 gigs of RAM, the lower end variant would probably be around 6,000, maybe more than 6,000 ringgit, which is a fair enough price. It's cheaper than the Huawei counterparts, the Samsung counterparts. So we'll see how that goes. The 16 gigs of RAM can go probably all the way up to 8,000 ringgit, which is quite a bit expensive, but still cheaper than the competition. So we're keen to check this out. If we get our hands on this, we'll definitely drop a video on this. Now that all of that's out of the way, really hope you guys enjoyed this exclusive coverage, I guess, of the Xiaomi event. We felt like this was pretty worth doing an exclusive content on. If you guys enjoy more content just like this, let us know in the comments. Gossip Geek is just this, us talking to you about new tech stuff. So let us know. I'm gonna have Alex on in the next episode. We're gonna have some discussions as well. So if you guys wanna see that, make sure you say, Alex, join the video. So we'll see you guys again in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.